Hey, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm gonna talk about top 5
best milk frother.
Starting at number 5.
Bodum Latteo Manual. I was surprised to hear nearly all of the experts I spoke with recommend a straight-up French press, the kind you make coffee in, or this Bodum milk frother that works in exactly the same way. Just heat your milk to 130 to 140 degrees in the microwave, and then use the press plunger to texture it, explains Nye. There are plenty of videos online that show the technique. In my own testing, I found it easy to get the hang of. I heated my milk over a low flame in a small pot on the stove for about 5 minutes. I didn't take the exact temperature and then frothed. There's a line on the jug that shows you exactly where to fill the liquid to so you won't spill, and the handle on the plunger is smooth and large enough to be comfortable to hold. After about 45 seconds of moving it up and down, it results in a nice foam. I was worried it would yield larger bubbles than desired, but I could both see and feel the liquid getting thicker as I went along, surprisingly similar in texture to that which the gold whisk achieved. Ramage goes so far as to say he's seen people pour impressive latte art with milk frothed in a French press, and it's a method that Wong himself often uses at home.
Coming at number 4.
Bellman Stovetop Steamer. The closest you're going to get to a milk frother attached to an espresso machine is the Bellman Stovetop Steamer, which mimics a steam wand. It's quite an impressive contraption that uses the heat from a burner to build up steam pressure in a chamber filled with water, explains Kyle Ramage, co-owner of Black and White Coffee Roasters in Raleigh, North Carolina. Once enough pressure has been created, you release it from an attached wand directly into a cup of milk. There's a video on the company's site if you want a visual. The downside is that this whole process can take about 15 minutes. But if you really want to get those micro bubbles and heat your milk at the same time, this is your best bet.
At number 3.
Aerolatte Steam-Free. If you don't want to shell out so much, and you don't feel picky about microfoam, there are many other battery-operated milk frothers out there. The Aerolatte is one such simple, compact, and easy-to-store contraption. Ken Nye, owner of 9th Street Espresso, says he originally scoffed at the idea. He's a real industry professional, you know. But since his daughter uses this one every morning for her own coffee, even with a fancy espresso machine at home, he's come around. She broke me down over time, and I must admit, the results are pretty good after a little lighthearted practice. A similar recommendation I got for another handheld frother is this one, from Sarai Reed, the interior design consultant behind Apron Saint. I like that it's lightweight and has a sleek stainless steel design, she says.
Number 2 of my list.
Subminimal NanoFoamer. In general, battery-operated handheld frothers, which pretty much all have a small flat whisk at the end of a long handle that whirs quickly when you press a button, are weaker than their electric counterparts. That's why Suyog Modi, founder of Driftaway Coffee, and James McCarthy, coffee educator at Driftaway Coffee, are amazed at the performance of the NanoFoamer. Over the course of many tests, it was able to produce a texture surprisingly close to cafe-quality foam, what the pros call micro-bubbles or microfoam. It's a consistency difficult to achieve without the force of a steam wand, but McCarthy swears this stacks up. It kind of blew my mind honestly, he says, noting that the whisk comes with 3 different sized heads, and that the middle fine one was his and Modi's favorite for traditional microfoam. See Driftaway's reel for even more detailed instructions on how to use the gadget.
And number 1.
Milk frother CHINYA. When I tested the CHINYA, which is less than half the price of the Aerolatte, I found it to be a super solid machine. It has 3 modes, hot foam, cold foam, and heated milk with no foam at all. For this last setting, you just remove the stainless steel whisk. The consistency of the frothed milk is creamy and rich, but not so thick that I don't get any actual coffee in those first few sips. The heat disperses evenly, and the wide basin, larger than that of the Aerolatte, is easy to clean because there's more room to get my hand in there with a sponge. It's also the machine of choice for creative consultant and writer Harling Ross Anton, who I spotted using a slightly older model on Instagram. I bought it after reading tons of glowing reviews, and it has definitely lived up to them, she told me. I make myself a matcha latte every morning, so a good frother is critical. I like a decent layer of foam, but not so much foam that it's all air and no milk. I also like my milk to be quite hot. This frother gives me the perfect foam to milk ratio and temperature every time.
Check out this video description for latest price and more informations. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and stay tuned.